I went to 32 Tim Hortons. I ordered the same thing every single time, and we're going to see how many orders they got wrong. I hope this lighting is dramatic enough for what I'm about to tell you, because it will blow your mind. Unless you've been to Tim Hortons once or twice in your life, then you'll know exactly where this is going. Okay, quickly first, a couple weeks ago, I released a video that was whining about how TELUS screwed me over. They basically, said I owed them money, and I didn't, and I couldn't get anybody on the phone, and it was a whole thing. And basically, the gist of it was that, like, bad customer service is a type of scam. I think that's a scam. I think it's a type of fraud. I think it sucks because I'm out money. So somehow TELUS saw that video, called me basically immediately, and I got my money back. I have no idea how. The video is performing horribly. Nobody saw it, but somehow they did, and yeah, so I'm not going to complain about that. But it kind of got me thinking about, like, bad customer service and how, you know, that is a scam, and I think I can get a lot of content out of this. And who did I think of? I'm like, oh, Tim Hortons. They offer some of the worst customer service in the world, just in terms of, like, getting your actual order correct. I mean, Tim Hortons is a big coffee chain in Canada. I know it is in the US. It's not nearly as big. But if you're in Canada, then you've most likely been to Tim Hortons. And if you've been to Tim Hortons, you've most likely had an order that was incorrect from Tim Hortons. It's like a meme here. Everyone knows Tim Hortons gets your order wrong. It's like, it's a thing. The sky is blue. Tim Hortons is going to mess up your order. The same logic applies. We've all been there. You go to Tim Hortons in the morning, you get your coffee, you drive to work, you open your coffee or tea or whatever you get, and you realize it's the wrong item. And what are you going to do? Drive back? No. You're at work. You're screwed. You're out the money. Could you call and ask and go through all that hassle? Maybe, but I mean, really, it's annoying. Like, look, I understand mistakes happen. I'm not trying to be a Nazi about this, but it's egregious. Now, I'm picking on Tim Hortons in this video because they are, in my opinion, the worst in Canada, at least. But this goes for a lot of fast food places. Like McDonald's used to be good, but they suck now. Like half the time with this whole, like, when they bring stuff to you, at the table, they have kind of these pseudo, like, waiters and waitresses in the restaurant. Like, most of the time I have to go and get the rest of my order because they forgot something or something's wrong. So I'm picking out Tim Hortons here because they do suck. They are the worst, in my opinion. But this could be applied to other fast food places as well. So where does this bring me? I went to 32 Tim Hortons. I ordered the same thing every single time, and we're going to see how many orders they got wrong. Now, when I first was going to do this, I'm like, okay, I'll do something like a little bit more complex. I'll do like, I'll order like 4 things with a bunch of different ingredients and really test them. But I'm like, you know what? I don't think I need to do that. I don't think I need to make the order difficult. And in fact, you know, I'm rooting for Tim Hortons here, okay? I want Tim Hortons to be good. I want to like them as a company. I hate them. It's a love-hate thing. Like, I keep going back, so, you know, it's on me at this point. But, you know, I'm rooting for Tim Hortons, so I'm just going to make it really easy. So what I did at every single Tim Hortons, I ordered a small black coffee and a chocolate chip muffin, okay? The reason I ordered a small black coffee is, first of all, it's cheap, so I could do this many times. But if I got something with like cream in it or sugar, like I couldn't tell, like I can't tell milk versus sugar. I couldn't tell if that was a screw up. So black coffee, I should be able to tell immediately, like if there's cream in it, it's a wrong order, right? So it was really easy for me to tell what was wrong. And then a chocolate chip muffin, again, you know, relatively cheap, and it's easy for me to tell what they got wrong. And it's a really easy order. Like, what do you have to do? And there's basically no assembly required. You just have to pour the coffee and grab the muffin. Like, there's no making, baking, toasting, you know, there's nothing. So I made it really easy on Tim Hortons. I went to 32 of them in my city around, and I marked every single location. I mean, here's a montage. A small black coffee. Yeah. And a chocolate chip muffin. Can I get a small black coffee and a chocolate chip muffin, please? Can I get a small black coffee and a chocolate chip muffin, please? Can I get a small black coffee and a chocolate chip muffin? I initially filmed myself going to every single Tim Hortons, and I was going to do the video that way and just go through each one and see which one's wrong, but it was very boring. You don't need to see me go to 32 Tim Hortons. And I went to 32 Tim Hortons twice. I went to 32 Tim Hortons 2 times. This took multiple days to do, but I did 2 different chunks of data. One in the morning where they're like really busy, you know, and then one like early afternoon where they're not nearly as busy. And I have 2 different sets of data that I'll go over with you. So what you have on screen here, let's zoom in here. I went to these Tim Hortons between 1 p.m. and 4 p.m. And this is all done on weekdays, okay? Tuesday and Wednesday. And I recorded the location. So on this column, I have the location and just wrote down their Google location. I found their star rating. I figured this might be relevant. I wanted to see if there was a correlation between the star rating and the number of orders they got wrong. That ended up being basically no correlation. Interesting fact, the highest rated Tim Hortons in our whole area is 4.2 stars out of 5, which I still think is a little high. But I have the order, so it was just the same. It was small black coffee, chocolate chip muffin, and then whether the order was correct or not in this column. And then I wrote down what the actual issue was in this column. Really nice and organized. I got a nice pie chart here so you can see 32 Tim Hortons between the hours of 1 p.m. and 4 p.m. on Tuesday and Wednesday. They got 9 out of 32 orders wrong. Okay? So almost a 30% chance that they're going to get your order wrong on a very simple order. It was not busy. I was not waiting in a lot of lines. This is a mixture of going through the drive-through. Most of these, the vast majority of these are going through the drive-through. A handful of them I had to go inside because they didn't have a drive-through or it was in a mall or something. And this is the lower one. This is the lower one, right? Obviously, it's going to be worse when I go to the busy tab. So you can see here, like, cream and coffee. Gave me a wrong muffin. Cream and coffee, cream and sugar and coffee. I can tell that because they wrote like double on the lid or something. I know people are going to be complaining about, just have the coffee, right? Well, I actually have type 1 diabetes. That's why I make so many diabetes jokes on this channel. I have type 1 diabetes. And I meticulously try to take care of my blood sugar. It's a full-time job. It's an absolute nightmare. I put so much work into maintaining my blood sugars. So something like this, if someone puts sugar in my coffee and I didn't order sugar in my coffee, it pisses me off. And it could damage me. Like, no, I'm not going to die, and I'll probably realize it before, I have the whole thing. But, like, it's an issue. There's a legitimate health reason as to why. So, when I'm getting... I swear to God, I've had black coffee where they've put sugar in it. I swear, it didn't happen in this test, but I swear to God, I've had it. So whatever, cream and sugar and coffee, wrong muffin, cream and coffee, cream and sugar and coffee, cream and sugar and coffee. So a lot of wrong coffees, a couple wrong muffins, right? I'd open it up and it was a bran muffin or a fruit explosion, whatever it was. So 9 out of 32, 28.13% were wrong. So the price fluctuates for coffee around the area. Like, I know this, like, if you're in Toronto, these prices are totally different. So these are the average prices where I'm at. So small black coffees, $1.59, chocolate chip muffins, $2.29. So there were 7 messed up coffees, 2 screwed up muffins. So $15.71 before tax. That's the financial, I'm calling it financial losses. Again, you might say, okay, it's just $15, but like, screw you. I just gave you $15. Like, I paid for something and I didn't get what I paid for. Like 9 out of 32. That to me is a lot. Like, I knew it would be bad. I knew it would be bad because we all know it's going to be bad. It's Tim Hortons. But I did not think it would be 9 out of 32. A 30% chance, basically. Like, when you go to Tim Hortons, you basically have a 70% chance they're going to get your order right. And this is on a small black coffee and a chocolate chip muffin. God forbid you order a steep tea, both bags in, with 2 milk, 1 sweetener, and a toasted everything bagel with light cream cheese. There's so many more variables to, like, an average order. This is, like, the simplest order, okay? But let's get into the morning. So the next one I'll bring up here, 7:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m., This is their busy time. Same orders, same Tim Hortons locations. 15 out of 32. 46.88% wrong. That's a lot. That's a lot. And this is in the morning. Again, the situation, we've all had this situation where we get something from any fast food place. But again, I'm just talking about Tim Hortons now. You get there before work, and you're not going to drink your coffee because it's boiling hot when you get it. So you drink it when you get to work. And by the time you get to work, it's too late to return it. It happens to everybody every single day, right? So 15 out of 32 were wrong in the morning. Cream and coffee, cream and sugar and coffee, cream and sugar and coffee, cream and coffee, wrong muffin, cream and coffee, wrong muffin, cream and sugar and coffee, cream and sugar and coffee, wrong muffin, cream and coffee, cream and coffee, cream and coffee, cafe mocha. They didn't even give me a coffee. It was a cafe mocha. I'm like, what the hell is this? Like this sugar drink, it's half hot chocolate, half coffee. Not even in the same realm of what I ordered. And then this one, they gave me a cookie instead of a muffin. Not even the same baked good. That's a lot. That's a lot, man. That's a lot. Even I didn't expect this from Tim Hortons. Financial losses here, $26.65. So between these two, they owe me like $42. Like, fuck you, Tim Hortons. That's $42. Like that, you seen the price of shit these days? Like, I need that $42. Most of us do. You know, like, it's not a traditional scam, but it kind of is. Like, I wanted to pay for product A, you gave me product C. In some cases, you gave me something that actually would hurt me health-wise, right? You put sugar in something. You know, not like a traditional scam we talk about on this channel, but I kind of like, am I crazy, or is like just having horribly terrible customer service a type of scam? I think it is. I think it is. And I'm sure if you drove back to Tim Hortons and you told them that you got the wrong order, I'm sure they'd give you a new one, no problem. I'm sure that's the case, absolutely. But like, who has time for that? Especially with something like this where you're usually on your way somewhere, you're usually on your way to work. You know, you're going to drive all the way back. Like, it's impractical. And I want to see them held accountable. I'm rooting for you, Tim Hortons. And this has nothing to do with the fact that I own TimHortonsSucks.com. Yes, I actually own TimHortonsSucks.com. And no, I didn't buy it for this video. I've owned that domain for a couple years now. I think I'm going to redirect it to fraudsquad.shop. Visit TimHortonsSucks.com to buy Fraud Squad merch now. There's a big sale. I'm getting rid of everything. I'm doing it differently, so all the stuff is on sale. Just go buy some stuff, please. I got to recoup the cost of all these coffees. And then I decided, I'm like, okay, I got all these muffins and some cookies and stuff. Like, the coffee was cold, but I'm like, okay, I'll go to the homeless shelter to donate it. I've never donated anything to a homeless shelter before. I'll just say it right now. I've never done it. So I go in front of the homeless shelter, and it's just like, I'm not judging, but it's a sketchy place, man. It's a sketchy place. And I'm wearing like a Lululemon vest, and I got like a nice truck. You know, nothing crazy, but like, you know, I'm out of place. I'm sticking out like a sore thumb, right? I'm wearing Lululemon. Ain't no one wearing Lululemon going to the homeless shelter, okay? And it reminded me of like Seinfeld when they're trying to get rid of the bottoms of the muffin stumps. Nobody wanted the muffins. Nobody gave a shit about the muffins. And my kids can only eat so many muffins, so I had some extra muffins. The homeless didn't want my muffins. You know, I think one of my worries about posting this video is that people aren't going to believe me because it's such a ridiculous number that people are going to be like, no, you're making it up for clicks. I'm not. And I honestly think the people that know about Tim Hortons will agree with me because it is that bad. For those of you that aren't familiar with Tim Hortons, it's bad, man. It's bad. Again, I'm rooting for Tim Hortons. I want to like them. I still go there. Went there today. I still go there. We don't have many other options, at least in Canada. Like, yes, we can go to McDonald's, and I try to go to McDonald's as much as I can, but like, there's 32 Tim Hortons near me. There's like 5 McDonald's, and they usually take longer. Typically, not all the time, but typically, right? Starbucks ain't really a thing here. Like, we have it, but again, there's far less locations. It's far less convenient. Like, Tim Hortons is the go-to coffee place here. I want it to work out. Anyway. I'm gonna enjoy my black coffee. It's fucking sugar in it. I'm joking. It's black coffee. Anyway, subscribe if you want. I'm gonna beg you. I'm not gonna beg you to subscribe. Subscribe if you want. If you want to subscribe, subscribe. I get it. I watch all kinds of YouTube videos that I'm not subscribed to. I know everyone wants to have the subscription number. I really don't care. I prefer views. Share the video. If you're going to do anything for me, share the video, because views is what gets me paid. I could have 1 subscriber with 1 million views in every video. I'd be happy. Okay? So subscribe. Don't subscribe. Do what you want. But like the video. That you can do.